What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Onney, the CEO, and I'm back with another week, another fire segment. In tonight's segment, we keeping everything classy, everything sexy, and a little bit bougie. So I need you guys to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, and tapped in to Outside the Box. Now, tonight's guest, I am so excited to have her. So you guys get ready, get your popcorn. It's finna be a whole vibe. Matter of fact, get your crown on the rocks, get your wine, whatever that you need to unwind, because tonight's show is going to be special, it's going to be transparent, and it's going to be a little bit bougie. So I want you guys to give it up for my poetic sister, my friend, Mizz Boujie. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me on the show, Queen.
Man, I'm excited to get all up in your business.
Baby, come on in. The door is open.
Well, I know who you are. I've had the pleasure, the honor of being able to share stages with you. Okay. But for those that are listening and watching who may not be as familiar with who you are, can you tell them, enlighten them on who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. You guys, my name is Mizz Boujie. Put some respect on my name, you guys. But getting ready to take a relaunch and go after a new energy. So you'll be looking for me under Be the Entertainer, you guys. Why? Because I am your singing poetic sister. I am your songstress. I am your comedian. I am the entertainer.
I'm telling you, all things her.
All things her.
All things her. So that's dope that you are living completely outside the box.
Absolutely.
Now, you're in media, you're in production, you're in performing, you're in entertainment, you're in spoken word. I mean, you do so many different things. How long have you been into entertainment?
Ooh, friend, you telling my age. You telling my age if I put that stamp on it. I mean, if we got to go back, we're going to go back to like the early 2000s.
Okay, Red Cat, Pisano.
I'm talking about all of that. I'm talking about Max's,
Jamaica.
I'm talking about all the, what was it, Gucci's on the north side, the little duck off. We talking about way back.
Speaking of that, where are you from?
I'm from Acres Home in Katy, Texas. I spent equal amount of time on both sides.
Okay, so you got a little bit of the fofo and the suburbs, okay?
Well-rounded. We well-rounded, you know what I'm saying? My mama saw that there was the hood had its hold on me, so she snatched me up and moved me to Katy. So I spent a lot of time in Katy, so I claim both.
Okay, I love it. Well, you know, I'm from that Mo City where the girls are pretty.
That's what they say. You old bougie bitches over there. That's what the north side say. That's why you know the north side don't go to the south side. But baby, I was going anywhere because I own Houston. I'm going where I want to go.
Would you say the earth is my turf?
And I shall stump on it.
That part. So you have been doing so many poetic shows, not just in Houston, but everywhere. Can you tell us a little bit more about your poetic journey?
Absolutely. It kind of started about a couple of years ago. Baby, you ready for the tea? Because I'm going to tell you how it actually started. Let me tell you how it really started. I was in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with somebody that was in the industry. And, you know, it kind of went, you know, south a little bit. And I was hurt. And I'm a Gemini.
Oh, Lord.
I said it. I'm a Gemini. Okay. All right. So you know what it is. You know what it is when you get involved with us. So, you know, my petty Gemini side showed up, as she does so very often. Okay. And she decided I'm going to come for this man in his lane. Since he wanted to stop talking to me and ghost me, he ain't going to have no choice but to see me because I'm going to be in his face 24/7. And that's how I started spitting poetry.
Oh, so you just went on his set and took over.
I said what I said. It was never my lane. I can't even lie at all and be like, oh my God, I've been spitting poetry for like 20 years. No, I was an entertainer first.
And when you say entertainer, like
ass and titties entertainer, like
Okay, exactly.
like erotic hits for why I'm an erotic poet, and that kind of makes sense why it's my lane. But I absolutely was an entertainer for several years.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I always say, can't nobody hurt you with your own truth when you willing to tell it.
I'm back to telling it, baby. I'm back to telling it. And I was that bitch, so I never was shamed about it. I handled my business. I raised my kids. We did what we needed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I never, ever was ashamed about it. It's just not something that you lead with in conversation because I'm a boss. Right. And, you know, people like to play on your top when they think they know something about you.
But sometimes if you let them know that, hey, that's who I was and who I am, it's not
two
the
different
same
people. Two different people.
You have to get to re-meet me. You got to re-know me. If you knew me 5 years ago, you don't really know me.
Baby, you do not know me. If you can pull up my names that I went by back then, you absolutely know who I am. If you calling me Bougie, you don't know who I am.
Right.
You know who I am right now. And that's cool because, you know, it takes the past to build the future.
And sometimes it's best for people to get to know you where you are right now.
Yes.
Because I've learned in my journey that when people that I've known since I was in my teenage or early 20s, that's when they see me, that's what they remember. They don't see Onney the CEO.
Nothing else.
They see peanut butter from Ridgemont and Brigade.
Baby.
They see the girl that didn't make it out the trenches. And so it's either I'm going to get a lot of love or a lot of hate.
And there's no in between
There's
in
no
that game.
in between.
You know
and then the people that are happy for you to win, sometimes they're happy because they feel like they have it's an entitlement to that.
Yes.
So,
I had a part of it. I had a piece of it.
I had a piece of it. And, you know, let me just put this out there to clear up any misconfusion. Nobody put me on nowhere.
Man, I climbed my way out the top.
That's right. Nobody put me on. Nobody gave me a platform. I knocked the doors down and created my own. Because I noticed that, especially in the poetic community, a lot of people like to take credit and clout for giving you a platform. No, baby. They came looking for me because I had already created the name for myself. So that's just kind of just to clear that up, you know what I mean?
Same thing. Because, you know, the poetry scene is very cutthroat, whether people know it or not. It's very cliquish. It's not as like the doors to the church are open type industry. Like, if you ain't a cold MFer, then you're going to battle your way. And if you're different from everybody else, you're absolutely going to have a hard time. Erotic poetry is just now arriving. Let's be clear.
No.
It's been going on for a long time, but they've been snobbish about it. So when I say it's just now arriving, what I mean by that, friend, is like people are absolutely taking off their pearls now and being more acceptable to it. Like, oh, okay, come on in and spit this fire-ass poetry to me because I'm going to give it to you raw and uncut. But do you know how hard I had to fight to get on stages, being that was my tongue?
Well, the thing about it is, it's just you have to find the stages that's for. Like, for instance, if I'm hosting at a wine gallery, then that's not the
stage for it.
You know what I'm
saying?
But if we doing like a raw set, then hey, you create the stage or you create the venue, and that's a segue. Like, have you learned through that? Like, when people try to silence your voice, did you start creating your own shows that you put together where people just buy tickets that want to hear that? Because you're right, it's really women in general, period. The stage is opening up because now they even have live shows where there's dancing and there's scripting, but it's erotic. It's like a freedom. Burlesque. That's the word I wanted to look for.
The word is burlesque. And I absolutely did the show. And at first I called it X-rated poetry, and it was more on the burlesque side. And then we didn't want poets to feel like if they didn't spit just fully raw erotic poetry that they couldn't come to our platform. So we switched it up and softened it up, and we called it Poetry Uncensored. Okay. So, you know, that was me creating my own lane. Because like you know what I'm saying, if you ain't going to give me a lane to get on, baby, don't worry about it. I'm going to create my own, and you're going to come over here anyway because I'm that dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That you can't run from it. So I absolutely started my own lane in that industry, and I just started doing my own thing. And then I kind of took a seat because I started doing some other stuff, but I'm still very active in the community. And like I said, I'm rebranding, I'm coming back. So y'all better watch out because this girl coming back.
Now, you did tell me like you're a comedian as well. So.
I feel like I am, friend. People tell me that all the time because they're just like, you naturally funny. Right. But friend, that's not... You know, I haven't sampled that lane yet. Let's just say that.
Listen. I realized that I'm a little inner comedian when people started booking me to host. Because I didn't even write their scripts. But they be falling out laughing, and I have to let them know, like, these ain't jokes, though. Y'all laughing.
I'm talking about real life stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that with you, too. When I started being a host, that's where it come from. People be like, oh, my God, you so funny. But we got to be, right? Because we are the what at that moment? The entertainer. Yeah. You understand? So that's the reason my new name.
We create the vibe.
Man, we are the vibe.
Yeah.
We are that vibe. And people who produce shows who don't realize that your MC, your host, is such a huge influential over your show, you crazy. Mm-hmm. They are the puppet master over the show, so they're the first people you should pick and not the last. There's a little kudos to y'all, a little tidbits for y'all.
Yeah. So. And then speaking of, like, you know, I've managed not to be a part of a clique. And I don't know if that makes me seem fake or if that makes me, but I'm me. So I stand on my own. I've never did, on a poetry community, I've never did slam poetry, ever. And the only reason why I've never participated in slam poetry, and it's not to knock that craft, but I feel like that's a platform where you're making like-minded individuals literally go against each other and using their gifts to do it. It's just low vibrational to me. Like, for me to have to create a poem where I have to spit against you and diss you for no reason whatsoever. You didn't do anything to me. Like, I could never get down like that. Mm-hmm. So, and then I'm a lover of people. I'm a lover of creatives. Yeah. So even though they might have had this clique over here doing this clique over here doing that, this clique, I may know somebody in each clique that I genuinely love, and that I'm gonna be at this show this week, I'm gonna be at that show next week, and I'm gonna be at that show. Now, if you feel some type of way about it, say it with your chest, because I love who I love, and I'm not gonna apologize for that.
I'm the same exact way, though. Mm-hmm. I never joined a clique in the poetry community because, first of all, I'm in my 40s.
Right.
You don't click up in your 40s.
Baby, I
got grown kids. I got a grandbaby. A shout out to my 3-year-old grandbaby. I got a grandbaby. Yeah. So, like, click for what? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to support those who I follow their talent. Mm-hmm. I'm behind their talent. I respect their art. I'm going to go for that. You know, all the rest of the stuff, I'm not into competing against like-minded people like that because it's not a competition. Who are you really competing with? I compete against myself. Right. I don't compete against others.
That's why I tell people the only person I'm competing with is the lady that I was yesterday.
Man, that's it. Everybody else just got to take me in, whether they like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely, absolutely.
Now, you actually have your own clothing brand as well. Now, when did you start that? When did that launch? I noticed was it 2014?
It was 2014. Mm-hmm. And that was you watching the rebrand when I actually posted, you know, I had a new logo made and I wanted everybody to know that we were celebrating 10 years. So at my 10-year mark, which was last year, you know, we rebranded and it came out as Bougie 2014. I've been doing that since 2014. I left working for the FBI to start that journey. So you absolutely right. You just heard it. I was a stripper and a damn FBI all at the same damn time. Absolutely. Freaking lootly, because I'm that bitch.
Come on, outside the box.
I'm that bitch. So, I also, you know, I just follow my dreams. So if I had anything to say to anybody, like, follow your dreams, whatever that may be.
Don't let nobody.
Like, who's gonna stop you but you?
Right.
You know. And so, I do have the clothing line. That's, you know, I do have the clothing line. Right now, we're focusing more on a new product that we're calling the Zodiac Box. Mm-hmm. So, you guys, if you go on there right now, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see more of the Zodiac Box, you guys. So, it's like a box that includes a wine glass, a rock glass, a 2-shot glasses. And it's just all about if you're into your Zodiac signs. Like, I'm really heavily into being a Gemini.
Okay. You know, and I'm an Aquarius.
And that's what it is, water sign. You know what
I'm saying?
Actually. I'm talking about your sign. Your actually sign is a water, you know, because you are into that whole arena. So, absolutely. So, it explains your personality. Okay.
It makes sense.
It explains your personality.
They say Geminis and Aquarius get together, but, you know, like they get
along. I have never not had a good relationship with an Aquarius. Now, me and Cancer, something like this, but me and Aquarius, I've never had a bad relationship, and most of the time y'all are what we call busy worker, B workers. Y'all work real hard, that's how come, you know, us and Geminis, or you and Geminis, we get along. So
now you did mention that you are doing a rebranding from Mizz Boujie to Be the Entertainer. So what triggered that? What was that aha moment to realize that you had to do a rebrand and reinvent yourself?
Okay, so this is going to be some real game for y'all because I just learned a valuable lesson. When you sign with management, they dictate the shit you do. Don't look at They dictate. So that was one of the things that they wanted me to do, to show that I am morphing, I am growing. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming out of the 10 years that I've been in the game, and I just want to see people to see me in a different light. And so they're like, we don't want to drop your name, but we just feel like it needs to grow up a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, it's Bougie the entertainer be the entertainer. So.
You know, I had to grow from that because when I first came out, I was just Onney, right?
See.
And then they started calling me Onney, Houston's own poetic diva. 7 gave me that name, right? So it kind of just stuck with me. You know, they started booking me and putting Houston's own poetic diva on everything. So then I started doing mentorship, and Diva stood for a driven individual that's vibrant and ambitious.
Okay.
Mentoring girls between the ages of 12 and 18. Shout out to Size Sexy Divas with Nikki Antoine for even having me on a panel to mentor so many beautiful young girls. But I did that because diva had such a negative connotation to it. I wanted to create something different. But as I began to grow in my career from all the different things that I was doing, then Onney the CEO emerged. But I wasn't just this big boss when I named myself that. The only company I owned at the time was Onney Publishing and Performances. I didn't own Onney Studios. I didn't own Swan Isle, Sea Moss and Beverages. I didn't own, I wasn't writing plays. I wasn't a casting director for multiple film companies. I literally, those words were so powerful that I had to meet my name. The name that I gave myself, I literally had to live up to that name. And here we are.
And it's powerful when you meet it.
Big CEO energy, okay?
It's powerful when you meet it. You know what I'm saying? So I fought back a little bit because, you know, you be so used to the brand you created that you don't want nobody to come in and feel like they're changing it. You know what I'm saying? But it had to be done, and I'm liking where it's going. I'm liking the whole journey assigned to, you know, new management. So, you know, I'm just excited to see what they come up with and where we go from there.
I love it. I love it. Now, if it's something you go back and tell yourself 20 years ago, what would you tell yourself?
Get ready for what's coming. Stand strong in what you know. Stand strong in what you believe. Because I knew back then my greatness. But you know, you be
listening to other people sometimes.
So you be like, you know, but I knew, you know what I'm saying? So if I had to tell myself that, stand on business, as the kids say now, stand on business. And so that's what I would tell myself. That's what I would. Before we end, though, do you mind if I shout out? You said something earlier that just clued me into me. It must be a thing of when we start coming into our season that we absolutely make sure that we get to mentor and feed and give back. That, you know, my daytime job, I'm an 8th grade science teacher. It's crazy.
I was going to ask you what else your other profession is. We ain't got that yet. But
I'm an 8th grade science teacher, friend. And so with that, I have a girls nonprofit organization where we mentor girls from 12 to 18 to, it's called the Little Brown Girls.
I love
it. We're currently inside of one middle school inside of Houston, Texas. We have 14 girls that we mentor. We dress them. They have uniforms, et cetera, et cetera. We take them on field trips. We do everything through exposure. We believe we give back hope through letting them see the world through a different lens.
I so love that. That's so like me.
I'm sorry, I'm all on my mic. They're gonna cuss me out, but
yeah,
you guys,
that's okay.
It's all about giving back and seeing those little girls. You see yourself.
Man,
you know
listen, because I got pregnant when I was 15. I had my first son when I was 16. By the time I was 23, I had 3 kids.
By the time I was 22, I had 3 kids.
Listen,
let me tell you something.
So, you know, in that era, everybody's telling you, oh, your life is ruined.
It's
you
over.
Can't do nothing. You can't be nothing. The best thing for you is to get a good job and take care of them kids.
That's it.
And I never had, even though I always had that good job or good career mentality, that has never been the life I want for myself. Is just to have a good job. I want to be able to create good jobs.
Right.
I want to be able to be part of the change I want to see,
right,
and help other people be able to provide for their families. Those are my goals. Those are my dreams, but not necessarily just working for somebody else. And then whoever I work for, I want to be able to grow with them to the point where I'm learning something from even being associated or affiliated with it. Because a lot of people don't know, I'm a loan operations manager for an investment firm and have been for the last 25 years. See what I'm saying? But that's my for show money till I get some more money, because that what I make with that, I'm able to plant it into this seed and turn the soil until it grow, because this is my retirement plan. So you have to have a plan, or you plan to fail.
Man.
But you can't let other people come into your circle and talk you out of your dreams because they're projecting their own fears onto you, their own limitations onto you. You know, a lot of times, especially in our age group, you know, that 40 and up, it's almost like, what you doing? You know, for us to be able to step outside that box and almost recreate our youth and recreate our celebrity and our popularity, and to know that we can go back, and just because we're 40 doesn't change nothing. We can go back and do the stuff we wish we would have did at 20, as long as we still got breath in our lungs.
And health in our body.
That nothing can stop us. But so many people tell themselves, oh, I'm too old to start over, or I'm too this. And it's just like in relationships. Yeah. A lot of people stay in shitty relationships because they feel like they invested so much time and energy into an unfruitful plant. That's almost like, you know, that plant dead, but you going every day to pour water in.
And you know, you looking at it,
it's not coming back,
you're watching it, but you steady do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, about being able to reinvent yourself and knowing that it's okay to reinvent yourself. I think that'd be the hardest part, is understanding it's okay, because everybody's so caught up in the world of social media and what they look like and all of that they're afraid to admit that, man, sometimes you know, you got to hit a redo button, you got to get a start over button, you got to hit a reset button more than anything else, because you can't do anything over, but you can absolutely reset your life in your 40s.
Now, how do you manage, because you are be the entertainer, be the celebrity, be the poet, be the host, bougie, bad, come on, we got all those things going, and beautiful. But you're also a school teacher.
I am absolutely.
So have you ran into any of your students that actually know who you are on social media? And if so, what is that like?
Horrible. You know, so that's what made me sit down for 2 years. When I really got to teaching real hard, you know what I'm saying, I had to sit down for 2 years, because I am an erotic poet. And although I do have a repertoire of other poetry, that's just the lane that I like to stand in. So I'm in the hallway one day, and my student come in the door snapping and calling me by my name, and not my classroom name. And I must have said, what she say? And she starts spitting one of my poems. And the opening line to that poem is, it's my birthday, bitches, and I expect to get my pussy ate. Oh. My 8th grade student said that to me, and I just stood in the highway like a deer in headlights, and I pulled her in that room. I was like, no, ma'am. You will never. I said, girl, I already know you done airdropped it, so I know everybody else know. You know what I'm saying? I already know. You ain't gonna let me make it like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, for a couple years, I just cleaned up a lot of what I posted. I still do my poetry, but I am very strict about what content gets to be released because of that. You know, and you know, I didn't want it to be a conflict of interest, being that I am a teacher, I am an educator. But then, you know, now I'm okay with it if I decide not to be an educator or not, or if anything ever happens, I'm okay with it, because you know why the kids produce for me? You know why I am that teacher? Because they know that there's another side to me. You know what I'm saying? I sing to them. You know, I do all kind of stuff in the classroom that kind of correlates. I let them know that it's okay to have multi-lanes that you're good at. Education is where you need to start, but it ain't where you have to finish. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I do use the two of them to you know, to marry, but I try to keep their little butts off my page, and to do so, I created their own little TikTok page, you know, Teacher Miss Wilson, that they can go and follow, and they get my phone in class and make little videos so that I will post them on this TikTok, and that's how I kind of like channel them into just worried about one page. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, but it has happened, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, I just was like, wow, friend, wow. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh, that's interesting. So, what advice could you give someone looking to get into the entertainment industry?
branding is so valuable. Know who you are and put it in people's faces. But it can't be all over the place. It has to be uniformed, and it has to be clean, and it has to be marketable. That's my advice.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. And for those that are having a season of self-doubt, what would you tell them?
Take you a minute. Because, mental health is so valuable. Take you a minute, but don't get lost. Like, Ty Tribute, if you don't listen to that man, I love that man. He has this all it takes is one day. All you get is one day. So you get one day to get yourself together, and then you get back out there and you try again. Because my mother always told me nothing beats a failure but a try. So, that's my advice.
I love that. I love that. And for those that want to stay in contact with you, we have your Instagram page. It's the Mizz with 2 Z's Bougie. We also have another page, Rated Bougie. You go check her out there. And then she has the Bougie 2014 page where you can go and get your merch. They also have their own clothing line, bougie2014.com. You can follow Mizz Boujie on Facebook, because we still do Facebook.
Ooh, because we in our 40s,
good, baby.
Girl.
Okay.
And Facebook was where it was at. You remember MySpace?
Girl.
Don't do me.
Don't do me. Come on, man. They need to bring them days back.
MySpace was before everything else. Yes.
And if you guys want to see some of her live performance, some clips, she also have a YouTube channel. Y'all make sure y'all go check out her YouTube channel. Be the Entertainer. Hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. And I want to remind you guys that we are on multiple segments. You can find us everywhere, multiple platforms. We are on Stitcher, Spreaker, iCloud, Spotify. We everywhere. iTunes, Third Coast TV, YouTube. If you like what you hear and you want to be able to join the visual, make sure you come on over to our YouTube channel, Outside the Box with Onney. Click that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, be a part of the conversation, leave us some comments. We will respond back to you. And if you like the content, you like the quality, and you have a voice that you need heard, and you want to create your own studio segment, we also have that available to you as well. And if you want to sit on the couch with me, submit your EPK and your press kit to otb.liveshow@gmail.com. One of our casting directors will reach back out to you. But if you want to create your own show, come on over to www.onneystudios.com or give us a call at 346-491-5315. We have a full dedicated staff and tech team waiting on your call, waiting to help bring your vision to fruition today. I want to thank you so much, Mizz Boujie. Be the Entertainer.
Thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait till we can bless some more stages together.
Yes, a time is coming.
A time is definitely coming.
Yes.
I got a lot of love for you.
I got love for you, too, and respect for you, too, because,
do.
We are a part of the more mature crowd in the poetry scene.
Yeah.
And a lot of these younger poets that are just coming out don't even know who we are.
No.
Like, I'm a vet. Put some respect on my name, but I don't do a lot of open mic shows because I charge. That's
another reason why you ain't seen me. If you ain't giving me the bag, I ain't coming.
You know what I'm saying?
I love you, but I know that I am the entertainer. I know I am the one to change the show, so absolutely.
Right.
I gotta have you on my event that I'm producing. I'm coming up with, friend, because it's been a while, so I'm coming back strong, remember? So we're doing 40 and Fine at Sneaker Gala, friend. You gotta be there.
Well, we plugged in, tuned in, tapped in now.
Tuned in, tapped in, okay?
Yes.
So definitely.
And you guys are plugged in, tuned in, and tapped in. And I want to appreciate you guys for joining this segment and staying on this journey with me. You can find me same time, same place, next week, new show, new guest. I'm your girl, Onney, the CEO. You're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box.